You think people care about your pain, about your struggles, your demons, the battles you fight alone in your mind? Let me tell you something real. Nobody cares. You could be falling apart inside, screaming silently, and no one's going to rush in and save you. They're too busy with their own lives, their own problems. But the second that pain turns to anger, the moment it slips out and people see it, now you're the problem. Now you're the villain. It's like they were waiting for you to crack, just to say, "See, I told you, he's weak. I knew it." That's the brutal truth. When you're suffering silently, they call it life. But the second you lash out, now you're dangerous. You're labeled. They don't care about what brought you to that breaking point. They just care about how your breakdown inconveniences them. That's the world we live in. But here's where the power is. You can either let that define you, or you can take control of that fire inside. You see, the anger, that's power. People fear it because they can't control it, but you can. You can use it, channel it, forge it into a weapon that serves you, not them. Because you're not here to be understood. You're not here for their approval. You're here to conquer whatever's in front of you. So what if they don't get it? So what if they call you names, point fingers, judge you? They don't know what you've been through. They don't understand the pressure, the constant mental grind, the war in your head. But you do. And that means you have the power to keep pushing forward when nobody else sees the struggle. They'll never understand your pain. But they sure as hell will feel your rise. Keep that fire burning inside, but don't let it consume you. You're in control. And when they try to tear you down, when they see the anger and call you a bad person, smile. Smile, because they don't know how strong you really are. They don't know that you're using every bit of that fuel to become something they can't even fathom. Nobody cares about your mental state? Fine. Good. That means it's up to you. You can either let it crush you, or you can rise through it, hardened, relentless, unstoppable. When the world's against you, that's when you find out who you really are. Embrace it. Embrace the struggle. You don't need their sympathy. You just need to keep moving forward, because in the end, it's you versus you. Let them watch. Let them judge. While they're busy pointing fingers, you'll be the one getting stronger. When you feel that rage bubbling up inside, that's not a weakness. That's your body screaming, "I've had enough." It's a sign that you're still fighting. The world loves to put you in a box, label you, and make you feel small. But you need to understand one thing. Nobody's coming to save you. There's no cavalry. No one's going to step in and ask, "Are you okay?" until you snap. And when you do, they act like they didn't see the storm brewing all along. That's the game. People are comfortable when you're quiet, when you're holding it all in. They want you to stay in your corner, suffer in silence, because your pain makes them uncomfortable. But the second you let it out, they call you a ticking time bomb, a monster, a loose cannon. Guess what? That's on them, not you. It's easy to judge someone after they've hit their breaking point, but nobody was there to pick you up when you were on the edge, staring into the abyss. They only show up to watch you fall. So here's what you do. Own that anger. Control it. Mold it into fuel. Don't let it make you bitter. Let it make you dangerous. You have to take that energy and focus it, not into destroying yourself, but into building a version of you as bulletproof. A version of you that nobody can break, no matter how much they try to bring you down. You see, the reason they call you a bad person when you get angry is because they're scared of you. They're scared of someone who's been to the bottom, tasted the pain, and still comes back, swinging. They can't comprehend that kind of resilience. They want you weak. They want you defeated. They want you to fit neatly into their world where they can feel superior. But here's what you're going to do. Prove them wrong every single day. Use that anger as your motivation to push harder, to run farther, to grind longer than they ever thought possible. Let them sit in their judgment while you rise above it all. You don't need their approval. You don't need their understanding. All you need is the fire inside that refuses to be extinguished. You are not your anger. You are the power that wields it. They can call you whatever they want, but you know the truth. You're not here to be liked. You're here to dominate. When the smoke clears and they're left standing there wondering how you did it, you'll know. You'll know that it wasn't their pity or sympathy that got you through. It was the relentless drive inside you, the one that took every ounce of pain, every insult, every dark moment, and turned it into fuel. So, yeah, nobody cares about your mental state until they have no choice but to respect the beast you've become. Here's the thing. Most people are comfortable staying where it's safe. They live their whole lives in the middle, never too high, never too low, never feeling too much. But that's not you. You're not built for mediocrity. You were born to endure what others can't even imagine. That anger inside, it's a reminder that you're alive. That fire means you still care enough to fight. It means you're not dead inside like so many walking around you, pretending to have it all together. But here's what separates you from the rest. Discipline. Anyone can get mad. Anyone can break down and scream at the world. That's easy. But what are you going to do with that anger? How are you going to harness that storm inside and use it to push yourself further than you ever thought possible? Because here's the truth. If you let that anger control you, it'll burn you alive. But if you control it, now you're unstoppable. People see anger and think it's dangerous, and they're right. But not for the reasons they think. Anger is dangerous because if you can take it, tame it, and turn it into relentless action, there's not a damn thing anyone can do to stop you. You won't just survive, you'll dominate. While they're sitting around judging you, feeling all smug and secure, you'll be out there grinding. While they waste their time trying to look good for others, you'll be putting in the work, stacking wins in the darkness where nobody's watching. Let them think whatever they want, because their opinions don't matter. What matters is that you never quit. When your mind is at war, when you're fighting those battles nobody sees, remember that every rep, every step, every moment of pain is carving out a stronger version of you. And while the world watches from the sidelines, thinking they've got you figured out, you'll be making moves they won't see coming. Because here's the thing, they'll never understand. You don't need them. You don't need their validation, their understanding, or their support. You're doing this for yourself, because at the end of the day, when it's you versus the world, only you can carry yourself across that finish line. The world is full of people who will look at you and only see the moments you lose control. But they'll never see the nights you held it together when no one else could. They'll never understand the strength it takes to carry that mental load day after day. They'll see the explosion, but they won't see the years of suppressed pain that led to it. Good. Let them misunderstand you. Let them think whatever they want. While they're busy forming opinions, you'll be too busy getting stronger, getting sharper. You'll be turning that anger into focus, turning that pain into power. This is your moment. Take everything, the anger, the frustration, the pain, and turn it into the fuel that gets you out of bed at 4 a.m. when everyone else is still asleep. Use it to drive you harder, faster, further than anyone expects. And when you finally reach that point, when you break through to the other side, and they're all standing there, stunned, wondering how you did it, you'll smile. Not because they finally get it, but because you'll know that you didn't need them to. You're not just here to survive. You're here to thrive, to conquer, to show the world what happens when you refuse to be broken, when you take every bit of rage, hurt, and doubt and turn it into something unstoppable. They'll never understand your journey, but they'll damn sure feel your presence when you arrive.